2, 1, range.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
What the fuck just happened? Well, so I died. Yeah, I'm a normal Ironman now. I honestly never thought this day would come. Not that I thought I was invincible, but I just never thought I'd die. You know, I just never planned on it. You know, I never tried to think about it. I was just like, yeah, I just won't die, and it worked for like 4 years straight. I had the account since 2016, when it was released. So yeah, I mean, I really can't be mad with what I achieved, because when I started the account, I set myself out with the goal of getting a Bissell whip and a fire cape, and I thought those two things on a hardcore Ironman, or just an Ironman in general, it's just like it'd just be sick, you know. So it really shows how far I came. So, you know, I have 9 whips. I have better weapons than whips. I have tentacle whips. I have Saradam God swords. I had Dragon Warhammer. It's just all full Bandos and stuff. And, you know, I got Infernal Cape. I didn't even manage to make a video about it because, yeah, it was a month-long grind to learn it, and I really got frustrated and missed out on a bunch of clips that I forgot to record, so I never got around to making that video. But yeah, the last thing I did was I beat the Inferno, and that took a month. And then after beating the Inferno, I was doing a couple of goals. I wanted to get the Trident of the Swamp, and let me just show you how that went. The last time I got a new item was the Serp Helm at 550 KC, and if you have a look here, I managed this is only logged 700 of the kills, but I managed to get to 1500 KC, and I still didn't manage to get a Magic Fang, which sucked. Obviously, you can see I got a bunch of other shit, bunch of duplicates. I think I was at like 13 items or something. So that was a big chunk of what I did, was just a lot of Zorah, because I mean, it was so boring, dude, but I just wanted it to be done. Yeah, so that's a big chunk of what I did after I beat the Inferno, and, you know, honestly felt like I made no progress at all, which kind of sucked, because I spent a long time of like feeling like I made no progress. But then I was like, oh yeah, I also did a little bit of Hydra. What's my Hydra KC? I was working on this as well, and I can't spell, so I only got 1 Hydra task done, and that was not for like a trying. I did about like 30 tasks or so, and only got 1 Hydra task, which did kind of suck. But, you know, I was working on a cave cracking task, you know. It's like, fuck, it would be nice if I had a proper trident. So I went back to Zorah and did even more KC, and that's how I got to 1500 with no fucking Magic Fang. So yeah, and then I started learning the Corrupted Gauntlet on my main account, and I was like, this shit is fun, and this shit is doable. So the reason I was in the Gauntlet in the first place is because I wanted to get a Blade of Zelda. No Hardcore Ironman yet has managed to get a Blade of Zelda, and I really wanted it for Slayer because it's the best in slot melee weapon for Slash, and with the new infinite charge version where you add 1,000 crystal shards, it's like worthwhile to use for Slayer. I also wanted to use it at TOV because it's like the best slash weapon you can get before you get a scythe, so I thought it'd be cool there as well. So in preparation for doing the Corrupted Gauntlet on my hardcore, I learnt it on my main account first, and I did about 16 corrupted attempts, completions I should say, probably more like 30 attempts, but by the end I was getting pretty confident, and, you know, I was like, I can do this. So that's why I was here. In fact, before this was kill number 8, where I died, and the first 7 went silky smooth. Like, I was really confident, like everything was going fine, like I'm very comfortable with this boss. There's just one thing I didn't quite understand, and that is the tornadoes. So you see here, I go past this normally, which is fine, but then I go to run through the tornadoes like that, and the problem is you can't actually consistently run for the tornadoes. I thought you could always run through them and you'd be safe, but apparently it depends on like how many squares away they are, whether or not you'll take damage when you run through them. So I just ran through them and I'm like confused why I took a bunch of damage. And unluckily, not only did I take a bunch of damage, the tile I was running to all of a sudden changed to be the dangerous one, which is pretty unlucky. But my next, so I straight away turned back around to run through them again because I thought you could. And yeah, fucking 12 HP. And at this point, I'm super confused, but I also know that I didn't switch my parry in time, and the boss is about to hit me with range. So, honestly, I don't know why, if I forgot the tornado was there, or if I thought it was already gone, or I was just too confused. But I somehow forgot about the tornado, or forgot that I was about to stop moving. And all I was thinking about at the time was I needed to keep this range hit that came out, which I did manage to tick. But yeah. You can tell I was pretty confused. So anyway, if you want to see what I've achieved, I guess I achieved some runes. Quite a few runes. I had a big number of chaos runes, which is dope. Got that. I don't even know what I got that from, and I got a shit ton of lore runes from Zorah. Oh man, this gear on a hardcore is just sick, but at the time I was like, yeah, it's fine. Everybody else has banners and armor. I think the thing I'm most proud of is the Infernal Cape. The Infernal Cape was it's very cool. It was definitely the hardest thing I did on this account. It had all the Sarah items, had all the armored items, all the Bandos items. I only managed to finish one God Sword, which was kind of bullshit, but I had good luck other places, so it was good. So I had all the jewelry, man. I had everything. I had 1,000 super combats, man. I just think about all these fucking anglerfish. This is like 12 hours of anglerfishes. They're just useless now because I don't play this account. Plus, they're not really useful on a regular Ironman. The main uses for them is to save up at God Wars and Corporal Beast. So, not really useful anymore. So stacked. And then if you come to the loot tab, it's worth 133 mil. I had 20 keys to open, like 1 billion crystal keys. I had 1,000 dragon bones to use up at some point. I had all these hides for alchables, man, all these rune items. I had full dragon. I still don't understand how this is 130 mil. Probably mainly because of the Zorah scale stack, which is 34 mil. Like, this is how much Zorah scales I had on this account. I was sorted for ages, man. And I had a spare Tenzite thing, a spare Sip Visage. I had all these blades made. I had 5 full blades plus, like, 1 billion more shard frees. My god, I ended up having like 300 crystal shards as well, and just, this was the only Hydra drop I got, by the way. Just got the eye. Even this tab somehow is 60 mil. God, and look at all the gems, man. Like 1,000 of all the gems. Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. Oh my god, look, I had 500 more anglefish. That's literally just 6 hours of fishing. I had 1,000 battle staffs, man. Oh, just all this thing gone to waste because I did. This is the clue tab. This was an absolute disaster, to be honest. I needed to drop some of the shit, but I didn't know what to drop. So all up, the bank is worth 9. I think it's actually worth 1 bill. I think if you just have to empty this room patch, put it in. Damn it, it used to be worth 1 bill, I promise. Some of the prices must have gone down. It's kind of sad because 1 bill doesn't seem that much for the amount of work. I guess having God Wars items on a Ironman is like more valuable than they are in the main game. The main reason my bank value is so low is that I didn't do much Chambers of Xeric, because those items are the big daddy items of making money. And the Chambers items I do have are the Ancestral Hat, which is the cheapest piece of Ancestral, the Bulwark, which is the cheapest item you can get, and I did get the 2 prayers, but obviously they don't add to the bank value. Another kind of sad thing, which it's not really that big, but it did make me sad, is that every morning I would wake up and I would do a farm run, and I was slowly creeping up on 99 farming, and now I can't be bothered. There's like no point. Who cares about 99 farming on Ironman? Like, I don't care about this account anymore. It's just a normal Ironman. So that's just kind of sad. I never got to get to 99 farming, and I had. So yeah, just another piece of sad. Oh god, it's actually so depressing looking back at this account. It genuinely just it's saddening, man. It's saddening. But yeah, rest in peace, head coach, 2016 to 2020.